Jolean Does it!
Hi, Jolean Thorton here. Now, I wanted to go ahead and relate to you all some stories that I grew up with when I was a little girl and that I shared with my 8.5 kids. Now, the story today is called Nigalek, a little Eskimo boy. Now, Nigalek was a little Eskimo boy. He lived near the North Pole where it was very cold most of the time. But he did not mind the cold. His mother, Nigalek, made lots of warm clothes for him out of furs his father brought home from hunting. The house in which Nigalek lived all winter looked like a giant's bowl turned upside down. It is called an igloo. His father, Kitmac, built it of blocks of frozen snow. To get into or out of the igloo, Nigalek had to crawl through a snow tunnel. In the igloo, there was a big flat dish of stone. This was the stove. In it, Igloo burned whale oil. It gave the only heat in the igloo, and over it all their food was cooked. Meat and fish were the only food the Eskimos had all winter long. Even in summer, they had very little else. Once, some white man came to Nigalek's home. They gave him some little pink things that they called gumdrops. Nigalek thought he had never tasted anything so good before. It was the first time he had eaten candy. He used to wish that more white men would come and bring him gumdrops, much like prison. His father laughed. He promised to bring some the next time he went to the white trader with furs. But the trader was many days' journey away. One day, Kitmac came home with good news. A ship was frozen on the ice. One of the neighbors had been there. The white men on board were buying furs and paid for them with rifles and knives and other things that the Eskimos needed.
Get ready!
Kitmac said to Look, it is only 2 days' journey. I will take you in Nigalek. Nigalek was very happy and excited. He ran around the igloo helping his mother pack for the journey. His father loaded a great pile of furs on his sledge. Then he harnessed up his 8 dogs. Nigalek came out with some bundles. Nigalek knew that they contained meat for their meals. Hi, Romy, my cat, Romero. Say hi. We're reading a story, baby boy. Father looked at the great pile of furs on his sledge. Then he harnessed up his 8 dogs. Right there, baby boy. Nigalek came out with some bundles. Nigalek knew that they contained meat for their meals on the journey and some blubber to make a fire when they camped at night. She tied the bundles to one side of the sledge. Kitmac tied his rifle and a little tent of skin to the other side. He lifted Nigalek up and set him on top of the pile of skins. Then he snapped his long whip and shouted to the dogs. Off they started, and Nigalek felt his sledge begin to move under him. Kitmac did not get on the sledge. He ran along behind it on one side, and Nigalek ran on the other side. When Nigalek saw that he wanted to get down and run too, but his mother told him to stay on the sledge. Your legs are not long enough to keep up with us, she said, and your weight does not add much to the load the dogs have to pull. Nigalek was glad. fun riding on top of the pile of furs, and he liked to watch the dogs running ahead over the hard snow. After they had been going for several hours, they came to the top of a steep hill. Nigalek liked going down hills. The sledge slipped along so fast that his father and mother stood on the back to keep it from running into the dogs. But just as they reached the top of the hill, Kitmac gave a shout and stopped the dogs. "Nanook!" he shouted. Nigalek knew that Nanook was a polar bear. And there, sure enough, right in their path at the bottom of the hill, a great white beast was standing. He looked up with wicked little eyes. Then he began to run up the hill. Nigalek was frightened. He knew that Nanook was very fierce and strong, but Kitmac pulled his rifle from the sledge and, taking careful aim, shot. Nanook fell over dead and rolled to the bottom of the hill. There was great excitement for the rest of the day. Kitmac skinned the bear and cut up the meat. The dogs howled and jumped around. They knew there would be fresh meat for their supper instead of dried fish. "We must hide the meat near here," said Nigalek. When we come back for the traders, our sledge will be so much lighter. Then we will be able to take the meat home with us. Just wanted to show you. See the dead polar bear? So sad. So sad. "But we will have a steak for supper tonight, won't we?" said Nigalek. "Oh yes," Nigalek continued. Kitmac was looking at the great bear skin. "It is very fine pelt," he said. "Since this is Nigalek's first visit to a trader's, I will let him have it to sale." "That will be nice," agreed Nigalek. "And what will you ask the trader to give you for the bear skin, my son?" Nigalek thought for a moment. "I want a hunting knife and gumdrops," he shouted. "Many, many gumdrops." This is the story of Nigalek. It's his name right there. And I'm Jolean Thorton saying bye for now.